Hello, back. Basketball fans, you've got it on 2K Sports as we get set to bring you an exciting NBA basketball game. Alongside Doris Burke and Greg Anthony, this is Kevin Harlan. And on the sidelines, Hall of Famer David Aldridge. They're getting their first look at the season at San Antonio in this one. And not only a 1-1 split series between these two teams last year, guys, but both wins were on the road, so home court advantage wasn't that big an advantage.
And it was a matchup you thought they would have cruised through, but they actually dropped the game in this series last year.
One thing, Doris, that should attract a lot of attention in this game, that matchup at the guard position. That is going to be special.
Well, that's the point of attack on both ends of the floor, and it's always fun to see skilled and capable guards duel it out. It is like watching a great chess match.
Johnson can't hit. Here's San Antonio. Right now, I'd send it over to the sidelines and get a report from David Aldridge.
Thanks, Kevin. Rick Carlisle and I did speak a few minutes ago. Now he's in awe of Victor Wembanyama, just like everybody else. He said, I don't know that we can stop him. I don't know that we can slow him down. But they want to try and play a physical brand of basketball against him at both ends and see if that has any effect. Kevin?
Thank you, David.
Quick job of getting up the floor and creating early offense.
You don't give the defense any chance to set up. Sometimes you just love an easy look.
Just setting the tone with an aggressive move to the rack. And where's the help defensively?
To me, that's a complete lack of communication on that side of the ball. These guys need to be talking to each other.
Murray with it. Now guarded by Wembanyama. Jackson misses.
Very dangerous to leave a guy like that open. Lucky break there for the D.
You know, Greg, with the combination of Wembanyama and Coach Greg Popovich, the Spurs should be a great defensive team.
Yeah, it's hard with a young roster because all five guys have to work in unison, and often someone's going to make a mistake.
And so it's Indiana with it after the basket by San Antonio. Johnson the screen. On the wing, Johnson. Clock at 6. Indiana needs to get a shot off. And the slam dunk by Johnson.
I'll tell you, that vertical ability he has puts him in select company in NBA power forwards. May not have great size, but boy, he plays bigger than it.
And they've scored several times already here in the first quarter on the inside.
Pass to Johnson. Murray outside. Shoots over White. Rebound San Antonio. To the inside. And Wembanyama throws it down.
Wembanyama is a specimen going at the rim there with a purpose.
2 minutes remaining in the first.
Outside for Jackson. Pass to Murray. From deep. Kidd grabs the board. San Antonio leading by 4. It's Hart on the wing. Inside. And Jaren Jackson picks up the foul. That's his first foul. And Indiana making a change here. Here's Wembanyama. 6 points for him. Back to White. Outside for Kidd. Just 5 on the clock. Goes up with it again. And it's going to be out of bounds. The Pacers will take it.
That's a perfect example of why good hands are important in basketball. Just misread that pass completely.
Just over 3.5 minutes gone here in the first. And here is Garland. And a missed layup. Doris, when the Cavaliers made the trade for Donovan Mitchell, Darius Garland then began to do a lot of his work off the ball.
He had to, Kevin, and he made no secret of the fact that this was an adjustment. When you are accustomed to being the primary initiator, moving off the ball takes time. But to his credit, he's adapted beautifully.
And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line. GA, you look how Garland can create for himself. Very good off the catch or the bounce.
So deadly off of those high pick and rolls because he can dribble into that 3. A playmaker that can do that is a headache. Garland knows how to create that space and get his look.
You want to contest this guy's shot, but you absolutely don't want to send him to the line. He will make you pay.
Pass to Sharp. His 3-pointers off the mark. Pacers trailed by 4. Now here is Hachimura. Wagner, right side, off the left rim and out.
Listen, offensively, they're very comfortable with him taking that shot. It's a good look under very little pressure. He just can't convert.
Garland left side. In the corner, it's Coulibaly. Back to Garland. The glass on the layup.
Great job of screening there. Nice job to take it to the rim and get the finish.
And the ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Garland.
They got very fortunate there, guys. They should just take their time on offense and not try to force things.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. He's made the decision. He wants to huddle up with his guys.
That was your Pacers high crew.
A 3 from Wembanyama, and it's blocked. And still a close game as the first quarter comes to a close. Spurs out in front. They lead by 2. Live from Gainbridge Fieldhouse, you're watching 2K. And some good action in the books as we get back to the game that's been pretty close here so far. And before we move on, what do you guys think about what we've seen so far from the Spurs?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
Pass to Garland. There's the triple. Rebounded by Hart.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Wembanyama scored the basket. His fourth. He's only missed one of his 5 shots tonight.
And that's 10 straight points in the paint. The defense, nowhere to be found.
Now Sharp. Kidd with the steal. And here's the break. And let's head over to the sideline and catch up with David Aldridge.
Thank you, Kevin. You asked Greg Popovich about Victor Wembanyama, and he says Victor's a different player. He's got talent. You don't want to take that out of him. I tried to do that with Manu Ginobili, and I learned my lesson. Just shut up and let him play. Victor does some amazing things. His game is all-encompassing. Kevin?
That's a great way to put it, D.A. It is all-encompassing. Wembanyama is one of one. Hey, thank you for the report. And the officials will call the illegal swim right there.
And not the most common call you'll see in the NBA, but hard to argue that pick wasn't illegal.
It is really difficult to get your feet completely set, to stay completely still. It's almost surprising to me that it isn't called more often.
Back to Coulibaly. Pass to Johnson. 6 on the shot clock. Jackson in the corner. Off target with his 3. And so it's Hart who brings up the ball for San Antonio. Only giving up 2 points this quarter. Here's Kidd. And that's out of bounds. San Antonio will retain possession.
Into the lineup for the Spurs, Nickeil Alexander.
2 minutes now played in the second quarter. Off the inbound, no good.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
Back to Murray. Indiana moving the ball around. Outside, Billups. Out up there for Johnson. And it's Johnson with the jam.
Outstanding entry pass there. He knew exactly where to go with the ball.
And Greg, we know the Pacers have to improve defensively. But where do they start?
Candidly, Kevin, I feel like they're too soft. Giving up offensive rebounds, cheap fouls, they've got to be tougher mentally and physically, especially on the interior.
Here's Murray. And he finishes nicely on the layup. Murray's got his first bucket of the night.
And getting the shot he wanted, Murray loves it from in close.
2 minutes remaining in the first half. 2 minutes.
Back to Kidd. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. It goes on Jalen Johnson.
And Kidd, really just a nightly triple-double threat. Big point guard who can score, pass, and also rebounds the ball.
And awards now have a minimum amount of games needed to qualify. An interesting twist in this whole story.
Yeah, and it seems logical because of the uproar from the fans and the media that they implement this. And how can you be that impactful in reality, though, if you only play half the year?
Pass to Wagner. No good on the 3. Spurs leading by 4. Here's Sharp. It's good. He scores. That's his first basket after missing his first 2 attempts. Now 1 for 3.
They've settled into a nice groove offensively here in the second.
Right side, Billups. Stolen. And that's out of bounds. It was last touched by Murray.
Into the lineup for the Spurs, Jonas Valanciunas.
1:15 left in the first half of the game. It's stolen by Hachimura. To the paint. Murray, no good.
And they continue to control the glass.
And stolen by Billups. 3-pointer. And DeJounte Murray, good for 3. Murray's got 5 points so far.
A tough start scoring the basketball, but they're starting to turn it around now.
Pass to McCain. shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. San Antonio shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game. And he knocks down the first one. So, Greg, the Spurs last year began 15-56, but it was the ending that they're really hanging their head on. They won 7 of their last 11 games.
And over that closing stretch, Wemby averaged 27 points, 13 rebounds, 7 assists, and 5 blocks. A small glimpse into the potential of this young superstar.
Count the basket. Hendricks has got the lead up to 7 now for the Spurs.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
I tell you, don't be surprised when Franz Wagner gets up above the rim and finishes. This guy loves to attack the basket.
Sharp on the wing. Jacks up a 3. The shot that time, not on target. It's tipped. And some good action through the first 2 quarters as we reach halftime. Spurs lead by 5. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports. And in that first half, we saw a pretty tight battle. We'll soon find out what sort of adjustments were discussed during the half. Outside, Billups lays it up off the glass. Billups has got the first points of the 3rd quarter up on the board for Indiana.
Such a savvy player. Billups senses his opportunity there and just takes it.
Here's Kidd. Wembanyama trying to free himself up. Kidd, no good. Johnson outside. Good, and the assist goes to Murray. Johnson's got the game tied up here for Indiana.
Look, you can see their confidence growing. They have reason to believe.
What I love is the heart, the fire, the tenacity. This is absolutely fantastic.
Here's Kidd. Wembanyama. Out to White. Takes a 3. Murray with the defensive effort.
Not a terrific start here in the second half. 4 attempts, nothing to show for it.
For the lead. A rebound by the Spurs. And with an update from the sidelines, let's check in with David Aldridge.
Hey, Kevin. Greg Popovich is guiding a young Spurs team that's hoping to return this franchise to the dominance that saw 5 titles since 1999. Pop said the standards haven't changed. Be very direct, demand, be fair, and love them. You got to know you care about them. So it's all the same formula from 25 years ago to today. Kevin?
It's an interesting story, David. Thank you. And of course, as a Hall of Famer, you bringing that to us? And it's White missing.
It was an ugly start to the second half. They're still scoreless in their first 5 attempts.
Here's Billups. Jackson in the corner. And again, it's the Pacers from deep.
Defensively, they just look out of sync, not closing out on the threes in time.
Over to the left wing. Left side, Kidd. Pass to Hart. Looking to end the run. Johnson with the block. A little over 2.5 minutes off the clock in this final half of play. And again, it's Indiana.
And creating a little separation here, gaining some confidence.
Well, if you continue to execute at both ends, you can build on this lead.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. Wants to regroup and go over the strategy. Antonio. Spurs trail by 8. 3 minutes gone now in the third quarter. Pass to Hendricks. And it's Alexander Walker in the corner.
Yeah, the defender all over.
And when you look at Alexander Walker, Doris, so consistent from year to year.
This is a young man who knows his role, finds ways to help the team within the context of what the Stars are doing. And those are exactly the kind of role players you need in order to have a quality basketball team.
Wagner outside. Fouled in the act of shooting. Gets the bucket anyway, so a three-point play chance for him.
That's a big-time finish by Franz Wagner. Might be young, but he is undeterred.
GA, when you look at the development of Franz Wagner, what now is the next step for him?
Kevin, for me, it's the three-point shooting, specifically becoming more efficient out there. And I also think he's going to have to become a better passer, ball mover. I got total confidence he'll get there because the rest of his game is complete.
Really surprising to see the huge edge they have in rebounds, given what the scoreboard says.
San Antonio shooting their 7th and 8th free throw attempts for the game right here.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
He's perfect from the line this time.
And even though they're down, they are putting on a show at the free throw line.
Wagner, right side, and the layup's good off the glass. Wagner's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And they're scoring much more efficiently here in the second half, and they've gotten that field goal percentage above 50.
Pass to Hendricks. From outside the arc. Shot's good by Alexander Walker. Alexander Walker's got 5.
Well, if you offer no resistance defensively, he's going to knock down the three. It's really that simple, guys.
Outside Garland. Trying to answer back, but that three is off the mark. Spurs trail by 6. Down low. And stolen by Wagner. Garland feeling it out a little bit.
Well, Darius Garland is relatively new to this league, folks. But one thing we know unequivocally, he is so skilled offensively.
On the night, he's gone 2 for 2 at the stripe.
And last season's numbers show him at about an 83% clip, which is far better than most.
So it's the Spurs now. Pass to Wembanyama. It's White on the wing. Still without a basket.
That will help your assist numbers if you're Derek White. You can't miss that guy.
Wagner outside. That will count. No good on the last second attempt there. And that's going to do it for the third quarter. It's the Pacers up by 6. Live from 33. We've reached the fourth quarter, and what has been a very competitive game should be an exciting finish. Spurs trail by 6. Now here's Kidd. Fouled on the shot and picks up 2 points. So one free throw coming up.
No clue how he got that one to fall.
And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for Indiana.
The three-pointers and how well they're able to shoot them. You wonder if they can keep it up, and boy, have they.
I think it's also important we mention the number of assists this group has tallied. Their offense continues to just hum along right now.
And you don't want to allow too many of those short ones with the game right now in the balance.
And a monster game for Wemby. With the matchup issues he creates, I'm not sure anyone in this league can stop him when he's on.
Now Phillips. Count that one. Billups has got 4 points now in the quarter.
Continuously working in close. Billups earning that bucket.
And timeout is called by Greg Popovich. Clearly, he's got something his players need to hear, and immediately. And the Spurs making a change here. Let's check in with our reporter, David Aldridge.
Thanks, guys. I was able to hear Greg Popovich talking to his team during the break. He told us, guys, I need you all to come together right now on both ends. This game is not over. You need to go out there and take control now. See how it looks coming out of the timeout, guys.
Okay, David, thanks. Wembanyama, what a high release on the three.
Sometimes you watch Wembanyama and think this guy is a cheat code, hitting threes at well over 7 feet tall.
Hands it from downtown. And the Pacers lead by 5.
And those are the types of shots down the stretch that win you ball games.
Wembanyama. Rebound by Murray.
Well, they'll be happy with that look, even though it didn't fall.
I think expect them to go back to it because that's the kind of shot this offense is designed to generate.
Outside for Jackson. And stolen by Wembanyama. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Nice ball movement by San Antonio. 2 free throws coming up, and they call the shooting foul. That's on Jaren Jackson.
Maybe the most hyped teenager since LeBron James. Wembanyama is the poster child for upside.
Boy, a really soft touch on display. It is a luxury to have a big man who can hit from the line at a consistent rate.
In the corner, Murray with it. The basket good off the assist from Billups.
And they have been relentless from deep. And you see the defense trying to react, but to no avail.
Well, that's the whole point, isn't it? If you space the floor well enough, it's almost impossible for the defense to account for everyone.
Kidd with it. And it's Johnson picking him up. 4 on the clock. Here's White. And dead on that time. Beautiful shot.
This, to me, is Derek White's sweet spot. That mid-range game is on point.
Outside, Billups. To the middle. Pass to Johnson. Back to Murray. Fires the 3. A rebound by the Spurs.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
And we're about 3.5 minutes into the fourth quarter. It's up a 3. Again, the miss by Murray. Spurs trail by 4. Right side, White. Oh, there's the strength training. Wembanyama.
And how about the young fella, Wembanyama, with a big-time bucket.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. This is a huge moment, folks, in this game. And he wants to be prepared.
Thanks, everybody.
1:14 left in the fourth quarter of this one. Billups with the ball. Pass to Wagner. Now Coulibaly. On the clock. And here is Murray. White covering. And there's the shot clock violation. Couldn't get the shot off in time.
Boy, that's the last thing they needed. This game too close to be making those kinds of errors.
For San Antonio, a 2-point game. And DeJounte Murray gets the whistle that time. That's foul number 2 for him. On defense, Indiana. Inside. Back to White. Shot clock at 6 to take the lead. Offensive rebound.
And that one sends the bench into a frenzy.
I'll tell you, these guys have worked so hard together. Everyone pulling in the same direction. Beautiful to watch.
About 7 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. To the inside. Coulibaly. Yes!
And they still have a foul to give at this point. Can't afford any wasted possessions down the stretch.
I'll tell you, they'd better come up with some points on every possession from now on.
Wembanyama, a screen. Right between the eyes!
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
And so it's Rick Carlisle here calling timeout. And he knows there's no room for mistakes and wants everyone on the same page. Guys, what's your take on how they maximize their opportunities now?
And guys, it all comes down to this one shot to win the game. They have just enough time to run a play that'll lead to a catch and shoot here on the inbound. Maybe one quick pass and then get it up.
What a terrific play by just a tremendous all-around player. This guy makes it look easy.
So a close game sees Indiana take this one. That was a fun night of basketball. And fabulous.